Hello, Flores here from XenFans. There's an update to the product thread tools, and it now has the ability to change the date and the author of a post and multiple posts using inline moderation, and we've added permissions to have it manageable per user group. So what does it actually do? So let's have a look. First of all, we want to log in. I'll stay logged in. When we go to the admin control panel, you'll have to install the plugin first, but once done, you can list your user groups or here we go to the administrator. And there are, under forum moderator permissions, there are a few new ones. Change the thread date, you have to set that to yes. Change the thread author, set it to yes. And update the thread timestamp when you move it. Change this to yes as well. And depending on what user groups you want this, you can enable or disable it. Okay. So we'll go to a forum, we're logged in, we got a forum with a thread in there, and the thread will now have, depending on the permissions at least, change author and change date as additional options. If you change the author or the date from the first post, it will apply to all the posts. And it will show so in the pop-up. So change the date. There's no message here. I'll just select something, cancel. However, if you do it in the first post, it will say note. This will apply to everything. Just so you know. Another way to do this for the whole thread is on the thread tools. You can change the author and change the date. And when you move a thread, you also have a new option here to update the timestamp, which will change it to now. And I will show that. So now it says 23 minutes ago for this thread. So when we move the thread to another forum, let's say the main forum, and we check the update timestamp, it will now say a moment ago. This is of course very handy for pre-made articles that need a little bump when they are published. There is a bug when you change the first post or the author of a thread, and I'll demonstrate it. But basically when you click it, you'll get a pop-up. You can enter a new name like test, for example, and when you submit it, it will spit out an error. It will say discussion insert was attempted without required first message. So maybe since 1.0 and 1.1.2 there has been a few changes, and that's the reason why this is now occurring. There's a constant that is checking if the first message which is required is included when we do a pre-save on the discussion. When we're using the data writer, and it's probably a bug that somebody can look into. I just don't have the time for it. Anyway, it has moved. It hasn't. Where's the post? Here we go. It hasn't updated it to test, so it doesn't actually update it. But what does work is when you change the author of another post, it will work just fine. See, admin is now test, and another post, and inline moderation should work as well. So we can select two posts as long as it's not the first one, and change author to admin. And yep, they're both admin, so that works just great. And we can also change the date of course, so we can change the date for today. Let's say 1:35. And now the post has been made today at 1:35, and the other ones are at 1:35 as well. We can also change this one to 1:40. Then it's just an individual change because it's not the first post. So 1:35 changed everything, and the second post is not the first post. So today is now 1:40. That works great. And inline moderation should work as well. Change the date to the 15th, 1:55. Yeah, that's fine. Today. Oh no, it didn't work actually. Or maybe it requires a refresh. Ah, yes, it required a refresh. Okay, it did work. A little mini glitch there. But this also applies to, the thread tools drop down. This is just inline moderation or directly per post. And this also applies to inline moderation on the thread list, where you can change or an author or a date, and you can move threads. So now we can say, let's move this thread to the other forum and update the timestamp, and we'll see what happens. The thread has been moved. We're now in the other forum, and the timestamp has been changed to a moment ago, which is again very handy. Now we made a bunch of changes, and I'll change. Oh, this is not what I wanted. I'll change this author to test again, which was original. Test has never posted on the website. So now let's go see what happens when we rebuild counters. So rebuild search, rebuild the position and the post counters for threads. Poll information, we don't have any forum information. We might have any user caches, and of course any data for statistics. So we have rebuilt all the caches. Let's have a look if this has an effect on the content, which it shouldn't. It's in the right forum, started by admin. It was a moment ago, it's now a minute, of course. Still user test, that's great. And there's another post. I don't have enough data to demonstrate what happens when you change an author with liked content, but it's quite simple actually. I'll refresh the page now. Admin can't like his own content, so the like is gone. It hasn't been counted, it has been removed from test. And if this was a different user, for example user John or whatever, then John would have received that like. The script takes that into account. So that's basically what the plugin does. And the plugin is called xenfans.com Thread Tools version 1.1.2, currently at build number 10, which has the known bug for changing the author of the thread. This is made for xenforo 1.1.2. Okay, that's about it. Bye bye.